Hi there, I'm Katie Wagner. Welcome to Social Media Help Desk. This is the time every week when we get together to talk about the social media news of the week and some of the tips and tricks that we're using here around the agency. I'm here with one of our web designers and developers, Billy.
Howdy.
And our web and video project manager, Alexandra.
Hi.
So the first piece of news we have for today, you guys, is that LinkedIn rolled out reactions. Yes, they're the same as Facebook reactions. So there's little emojis that you can then hit to say, sadness or like or whatever at the bottom of a LinkedIn post, rather than just hitting the like button or rather than just making a comment. And they've been testing these for a little while. The emojis have been appearing places, and then they've just rolled them out live to everybody now. And I don't know, what do we think about this? Is LinkedIn a place where you want those reactions?
Well, I was looking at what the options are, and they're like a little bit, so you've got the thumbs up and stuff, but they do have one that's like an applause, it's like applauding hands, which
like
isn't
clapping.
one on Facebook. So I can see where in LinkedIn, when somebody gets a promotion, when somebody gets a new job, when they celebrate an anniversary, maybe you want to applaud them for that. I don't know if that's different enough from a like, though.
Or writing congratulations in the
right,
comments?
like actually engaging instead of just scrolling by it and liking it.
I'm just going to hit clap on everybody's post from now on.
Good job, you did whatever you did. So yeah, and then they have one that's a light bulb, and I have no idea what that one's supposed to stand for.
Maybe.
Does anybody have any ideas?
Okay,
Good idea.
I do, yeah.
Oh, maybe.
That's what I think, because LinkedIn is a platform for
Right.
thought leadership, so maybe it's like, wow, this was enlightening.
Oh, okay.
Right?
All right.
I'm going to hit that one on lots of people's
That's a
too.
good one.
But-
It wasn't intuitive to me at first, but...
So I'm going to read you what LinkedIn says about this and why they rolled this out. It says, one of the things we regularly hear from all of you is that you want more expressive ways than a like to respond to the variety of posts you see in your feed. Okay, that's part one. I don't know that that's true. Like on Facebook I feel that way, but in LinkedIn is so much more of a professional channel, or at least it started out that way, that I feel like liking or commenting works for me there, but LinkedIn feels differently. And then the second part of their quote says, at the same time, you've also told us that when you post on LinkedIn, you want more ways to feel heard and understand why someone liked what you said. It's very touchy-feely.
Yeah.
I don't know that I ever felt heard or not on LinkedIn. You put content out there, people click on it, they read it.
Yeah, it's much more a cut and dry kind of platform than I feel like Facebook and has just a deeper emotional depth than LinkedIn does.
Because it's more social. People take it more personally.
But maybe they're trying to put some emotional depth into it. A lot of people's lives are their work, and they put a lot of emotion and feeling into it. And maybe they felt like they weren't being heard by LinkedIn.
All right, I'm trying to go there.
I'm stretching.
I'm trying, but my life is my work, right? I love my job. I eat, sleep, and breathe this place. But if you hit the light bulb versus just the like button or saying good article, I don't know that makes a big difference to me. But I'm not a big, I'll tell you, the only time I use those reactions on Facebook is when someone's sharing something bad. Right? Like if someone's pet dies or they have a death in the family or something sad happens, like the fires or whatever, I will use the sad emoji there, right? Rather than hitting like, because it always felt weird to like when it's not positive news.
Right.
But on LinkedIn, people aren't sharing the same sort of life news that could be trending in a sad direction.
Yeah, and I think even, at least in my own personal experience, I would say that on Facebook, when I've posted something and I get a whole bunch of different reactions, I still kind of look at it as a general, like, I got this many reactions. I don't care who gave me which reaction.
So you don't go look.
I don't go look at them. And so it's kind of like, okay. Sometimes I'm like, wait, there's one person who put a heart for this. Who is that person? But for the most part, I don't pay attention to it.
No, I'm the same. I just look at it all as engagement, and I'm happy to get the engagement, but I don't parse it out.
Right, me neither. So I don't know if LinkedIn is how I don't know if I probably wouldn't feel any different. I'm less so.
Well, you'd feel understood, obviously.
Clearly.
Heard. You'd feel heard and understood.
I wonder if they're trying to add another parameter for data tracking and that kind of thing. So it gives you they're looking for best ideas. Well, this one got the idea.
The most light bulbs.
This one had this emotional response. This one had this emotional response. So maybe more of a deeper kind of use for these things.
Yeah. I'm sure it all has to do with tracking data on us somehow.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what all the changes have to do with.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they are collecting some kind of data, which won't I throw them off when I just put clap hands for everything.
Katie sure is excited.
Yeah, about everything on LinkedIn. But I think this is actually a larger conversation, right? Because we see this kind of stealing one feature from another channel to your new channel over and over again. It started remember when Snapchat had stories, and then Instagram stole stories, and now Facebook has stories. Facebook and Instagram are the same, but still, they've migrated it. And then Facebook had reactions. Now LinkedIn's taking reactions.
Right.
And we've seen live video migrate from one channel to the next, and now that's everywhere. And I'm wondering, pros and cons for having the channels be more similar. Because it used to be, when I started this business 10 years ago, it used to be that each channel had a very specific audience, a very specific type of content, a very specific sort of use pattern.
Right.
And now it is blurring. It's not unusual that people would post about their birthday on LinkedIn as opposed to, or in addition to Facebook, right? Which didn't used to be the case. It used to be business versus social.
Yeah.
And so as it sort of morphs and all the channels have the same features, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I can see where they're trying to, as far as the channels go, them going, okay, well, we're going to give them what they're used to. I've seen this work for another platform. It can work for us. I can see that. But as a user who's looking at, it's speaking specifically to brands, where I'm looking at brands, I want each of my platforms to tell me a specific version of that story. Like, I want my Instagram to be all visual. Doesn't mean I'm going to watch all of their live stuff. I've never touched IGTV.
Right.
Facebook is going to be a lot more informational for my brands, actually. Still touchy-feely, still talking about stuff. And then if I need business information, if I need those great ideas from, business out there, I will look at LinkedIn. They're going to be my professional source. I don't know if I want them all to start to look the same to me, because then I don't need all of them.
Well, and for me, I don't know, it goes to the way you're using it too,
Right.
because a lot of us, we are on social media all the time because we do it for a living, so it makes sense that we're also heavy adopters in our personal lives. But I don't know that I want, my colleagues posting the same type stuff on Facebook as they would on LinkedIn, as they do on Instagram. Like, we use those channels differently. And like, I'm not Facebook friends with anyone I work with, right? I'm not Facebook friends with any of you, love you, but no, right? I'm not Facebook friends with any of our clients, very few of the people I network with. Like, Facebook is about my personal friends. But I do connect with all those people on LinkedIn. And for me, having the channels morph to be used the same way makes it a little muddy, because I share only professional things on LinkedIn now, and that audience is only a professional audience.
Right.
But I don't know. There's a gray area, because I think the business case is what you're saying for the channel, is what you're saying, that this is a feature that's been heavily adopted other places. We know people know how to do it. It's a habit for them. Let's just roll it out. So I get it. They're business. They want to make money on LinkedIn. But from a user, I think it gets less interesting when all the channels start looking alike.
Yeah,
when they all have different, same features.
Everything turns into vanilla. It's just kind of like, oh, well, this is the same as this. But like, I noticed that my social networks are starting to branch to where my Facebook is kind of more informational in a lot of groups, where my Instagram is all personal, and then my LinkedIn's all professional.
It's funny because they say Facebook will turn to all video in the next few years here, right? So, but now LinkedIn's trying to make more video on LinkedIn too. So, vanilla is my favorite flavor, Billy. So I like vanilla.
I like a good vanilla that stands out.
But my thing is, once I have vanilla, do I need 3 times vanilla?
Yeah.
I don't. So is there a case that by making the channels all the same, you might lose users who don't need 3 of the same? Right?
That's actually a question. That actually brings up an interesting concept, is that we saw so early on that Snapchat created what they created and started doing stories, and then we saw it get taken over by Instagram and now Facebook, and Snapchat has fewer users now. Like, they're losing people to the other platforms. Is that like what's to come of other ones? I don't know if LinkedIn will ever take over for, like Facebook adding these likes. I don't know if that's the thing that's going to do it, but that could be the direction it goes.
But if they're all the same, how many do we need? And we have limited time and limited attention span. I don't know if I need to post on,
all of them,
15 places anymore.
No, let alone read all of them.
All right.
Especially if they're all going to give me the same information.
Right.
There's a lot of crossover between Instagram and Facebook, So
constantly.
Yes. Well, and that's a pet peeve of mine. People who just post on one and feed it into the other one.
I hate that.
Post on Instagram and feed it into Facebook, because it's all the same stuff. Why would I follow you on both?
Well, and then it looks like you've just fed an Instagram post into Facebook because it's got all of the hashtags, and it just doesn't read the same way you expect Facebook to.
Yeah.
So they should be separate.
So obviously this is a debate with no answers. But if you have thoughts, let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And maybe we could continue this at a later episode. We'll chat about it. because I know there's some other things we want to talk about today. And one of them, speaking of Instagram, is the ability to archive, I think they call it, archive posts on Instagram, which basically means you guys take them out of your feed, or your flow. Like on your profile picture where all the pictures are tiled there, that's called your flow. And you can hide pictures from there, archive them. You're not deleting them, but you make them so they drop out of the flow.
Yep.
And you can bring them back, right?
Yes.
This isn't a new feature, but one that we're seeing some applications for businesses for lately. Tell me, why would one choose to do this?
There's actually a lot of reasons for it, because it just depends on your business. It depends on where you've started and where you ended up. I mean, when you think about how long Instagram has been around and how we originally started using it and then seeing brands come in and use it and how they've been using it, it can come down to either something like as simple as, oh, we don't sell this product anymore, and we have a bunch of pictures of that product, and so we'd want to get rid of it. It can come down to you did a rebrand. Perhaps you've shifted the direction of the way your look goes, and that's something we always talk about, is we want the look of your flow, and so that when people come and look at it, that it looks consistent, that you're going to have the same design elements. And if you all remember, years ago, Instagram was very heavy on the filters. Everybody loved filters. That may not be it anymore, and a lot of people don't even use them anymore.
What? I'll never give up the filters.
I know. Well, my rule of thumb, and this is a little bit off top, my rule of thumb is you can use a filter as long as it doesn't look like a filter. As far as you can go before someone can recognize which filter that is.
I think you can use a filter as long as they all make me look 5 years younger.
That's an even better rule, I think, actually. We'll go with that one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. So, we all used to use filters, so that could be your branding style changed. It could be just along the lines of something as simple as your target audience changed. So, one example, of course we have blogs on all this, but one example that you can give is like, if millennials are your target audience and have been for years, which often they are, well, some of your millennials are now getting into 36, 37 years old. Like, you're starting to they're established, they have children. They're not going to be looking for the same. They're adulting. They're not looking for the same thing and speaking to brands the same way or being attracted to brands the same way. So
as when they were in their early 20s, you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so going back and saying, okay, this doesn't speak to my audience, and if somebody's going to go through your flow and try and find stuff, and eventually they come across something that doesn't make sense, it can be a little jarring, and you want to get rid of those. So those are some of the main ways, and there's a couple of other like little ones that it might be helpful is if you have promotions that you're running that are specific to a date and you don't want it to show up in the feed anymore, but you want to hold on to it so that you know what you did last time. It's really good for consistency, or if it's a seasonal one, maybe you don't need to have it up there anymore, because it's just disrupting the flow and kind of throwing off like, wait a minute, why is this Christmas thing up? Now, some people leave them in there. I don't necessarily know that that's a bad thing to do. I think it depends.
So let's talk through that, because it used to be that Instagram was the only chronological channel, right? Everything in the feed was shown in the order it went out, which I like. But now the news feed runs on the same algorithm that Instagram runs, or that Facebook runs on. And so it is possible that you have a day of posts, like it's, World Vegetarian Day, and we're having a sale. And tomorrow that sale's not going to be good, but somebody could discover it 3 days from now in the feed because it doesn't drop out anymore. Right. So maybe you want to archive that post so that it's just not findable in your flow. Right. That's what you're saying.
So those are some ways to do it. And what's important about the archive features specifically is that you can always get back to them. So there's an entire section. It's a little like reverse clock on your feed, and you can click on that and it'll show you all of the posts that you've archived. And so again, that's really helpful for if you want to create a new promo, or you've got another service coming up that you want to have the look be similar to what you posted before. It's really about consistency. Or you can actually add them to your highlights reel. So you have highlights that will live there forever. It's kind of similar to stories, I think.
Yeah,
it reads kind of from stories. So you can actually add those into your highlights. So in case there's something you want, if people feel like looking through your highlights, and then that is chronological. So that's like feeding to you from when they posted. But from that feed, you can also delete them if you decide that, nope, I don't need this anymore. This doesn't make sense. You can get rid of it then too.
Well, and the other thing you can do is that you can reinsert it if you need to. So if something, you've archived it and it's back in your reverse clock section, you can reinstitute it and it'll go back where it belonged originally in the flow. Yeah. So if you make a mistake, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Nothing is gone forever unless you delete it.
Well, that's like the rule of social media, right? Anything you put up there lives forever, so you just have to find it.
Yeah, so it's a good feature. It's been out, they announced it in 2017, so it's not like it's a brand new thing, but it's useful to know, especially because people go through changes and cycles change and trends change. We watch that happen constantly.
Well, I don't want to toot our own horn, right? But when clients hire us, we sometimes take over their Instagram feeds and we'll start posting for them. And often, before they had an agency paying attention to that, it was somebody on the team who maybe didn't, you know, it wasn't their area of expertise. And so they were just posting whatever they could find. And sometimes when we take over, we want to sort of clean up those past posts so that we can create an aesthetic or a brand story moving forward. And so it's a feature we started talking about because we use it around here a lot. But we'd never delete someone's posts because, you know, they put work into that too.
Yeah, it's a really great non-destructive way to get organized.
Yes, yes. And so even though it's not a brand new feature, I think it's really useful, and I think it's undersold. I think business owners don't use it enough.
Probably because people just go, well, we'll just delete it, or they just don't address it. And that's almost as bad.
You know when people use it, actually, this is a personal application, but when they break up with people.
Yes, you go and remove that person.
Like Taylor Swift does this, right? When she breaks up with somebody, she all of a sudden archives all the posts that had that guy in it, right? So real life application, kids. There you go. All right, so Billy, let's talk about something, excuse me, near and dear to your heart, and that's video.
Video.
In addition to being a web designer and developer, you have a sweet spot for video. You're a videographer as well.
I've done some video work in my day. Yes, I have.
Yeah, and here.
And specifically with very, very short ads.
Yes.
I worked for a company who shall go rename nameless.
We won't talk about it.
Yeah. But all I did was make 6-second videos that went in a very kind of similar spot as the in-stream commercials.
All right, so today we're going to talk about Facebook ads and using video in Facebook ads because video is hot, ads are hot. Facebook, you need ads to a certain extent these days, and so there's two different types of videos or ads that you can use video in. So why don't you walk us through that?
Well, first let's go through the in-stream videos. So in-stream would be like in the content.
Yeah.
So to me, it seems just like a commercial, like a traditional commercial. It's 60 seconds into your content, and it's not skippable.
Oh, okay.
That's the cool part, is it's not skippable, unless you're a user and you want to skip.
And then you want to skip it.
Yeah.
So I'm watching a video on Facebook. The video stops. I see a commercial, and then the video starts again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty standard. Everyone's kind of used to seeing that. And really, I know with my old thing, we had a lot of really good success with the 6-second videos. They did a lot of studying into it and figured out that's the point where people are like, no.
Okay, so most of us will watch 6 seconds.
Watch about 6 or 7 seconds.
Like the stretch of our patience.
Yeah, they say actually the human adult attention span is 8 seconds.
So this is.
So because you were 6, I would start to go.
Yeah. People start to
right
watch.
start getting bored. But you know, this is a great way to like increase your brand visibility, gain brand awareness.
Okay.
And if you're running campaigns to do that sort of thing, it's a very powerful tool. You can't skip it.
Well, and you're injecting it into content people are watching anyway.
Yeah.
Right. I watch those things all the time.
And it's all targeted because it's all through Facebook. So like they're kind of looking for your product anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a very good opportunity.
Yeah. You put your video into any animal video, I will be watching it.
Same for me. Yeah. And any of those cooking ones.
Oh,
really short, like tasty ones. I watch those constantly.
Yeah, any tear-jerking animal story, I'll be watching your video.
Synth nerd, if you got a guy testing a new synthesizer, I'm watching it.
Okay. I don't even know what a new synthesizer looks like, but okay.
Amazingly, they look just like the old ones because they love the old ones more than the new ones.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Good to know.
And another thing is the newsfeed videos. So these are more like a standard TV show or something more like that.
Okay.
You can do up to 240 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Which is
a couple hours.
Pretty long.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, then you can do all of your pretty much classic kind of programming as you would, be it a short video or a longer one. And
then those, if you use them in ads, go in the news feed itself, right?
Those go into the news feed itself, yeah.
Okay, so those are like standalone videos that when I'm scrolling past, they're in my feed.
So I think this kind of ties back into, with all the channels getting the same, this is Facebook pushing to be YouTube, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook's always wanted to be YouTube, though.
Always
That's why they let you natively upload videos now. They let you live stream. Yeah, they don't want you to, because YouTube's owned by Google, Facebook's owned by Facebook, and there's a rivalry there, right? They don't want you leaving their channel to go to somebody else's.
They don't.
It's the way of the world, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting, you know, like I wish that there was better ways to like search videos and stuff in Facebook, but I assume they'll get to that, especially if they start really pushing all the, as they are pushing a lot of this content.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, Billy, but you have a lot of experience with video ads, and in many cases, video will outperform ads that have still photos, right?
Mm-hmm. I think like the numbers are like 80% better or something like that.
Yeah. So, because a lot of our clients have ads that they run on Facebook that just have images or even carousels of images. But if we can somehow make a video to go into that ad, we typically see better conversion rates and better results from those ads.
It's just a great way to answer a lot of questions quickly. You know, how big is it? Like things you don't even like think about. If you put your product on the table and someone puts their hand next to it, it solves a lot of questions.
Yeah.
You know, and you can really do that very quickly with video, and then you can also do a lot of like tutorials. You know, without even really making them as tutorials. Just here's me doing my thing, and they instantly understand more about your product.
Yeah. Yeah, really good for product. What about services? Is same true there?
Same thing is true there. You can really kind of get into like the story of like how, you know, this person has this problem, then they need to get this solution, and the solution would be the service. You know, so you can either do that, you can either have a different angle and tell it more from the service giver's side and be like, you know, I can offer you the service, but again, to fix problem A, B, C.
I'm going to tell... Sorry, I was just tell a quick story. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that it also, in addition to being something that helps someone understand very quickly, video has a way of invoking an emotion that a lot of people don't. You wouldn't get just from reading something or seeing just a picture. Sometimes pictures you're like, oh, this is very pretty, and I feel something about that. But a video has music behind it. It has angles that play, like the way you film it plays into it, and it draws an emotion and also can endear someone to whoever is in it. You know, we do this.
Yes.
And so you can see what our personalities are like and who you would be working with or who you'd be talking to and whatnot. And so I think that is a benefit too of doing ads and video that way.
I think it's part of the know, like, and trust factor, right?
Yes.
If I see your face and hear your voice and see your mannerisms, I feel like I know you a little better, right, than if it was just a still photo. So this plays into the story I was going to tell. We have a client that's a realtor, and we're running Facebook ads. Realtors like to market online. That's great. And most people, when they think of realtors, they think, oh, you've got to show your beautiful listings and big stately brick houses. And this realtor's in the South, so so they have big stately brick houses, and you know, maybe we show slideshows of marble kitchens and gorgeous bathrooms and all this. And you think that's what people want in a real estate ad. And the ads performed meh, they were fine. But then we had an idea that said, why do people hire a realtor? Because of the realtor, right? They hire it because that's a one-on-one relationship. You know, anybody could buy or sell or could sell my house or buy my house with me, but I'm going to work with you because of you. So we made a short video with the realtor, and we had them explain why they love their job, you know, who they like to work with, how that process works, and the response on those ads skyrocketed because now it's about creating that relationship. Not just with the house, but with the person who's going to take you and be trusted to take you into that next phase. So I do think, you know, if you have the time, resources, budget to try video can be really compelling. And I don't think it has to be a big 60-second, you know, glamour shot. Use your cell phone, right? Use your cell phone to shoot some quick video.
Especially just to get started, to get over that hump of like being, oh, this is a video. Like, just do it. Jump in.
Just do it. Just that's our advice for today. Just do it. Shoot some video. And we see that with our clients. Sometimes we teach a video boot camp, a YouTube boot camp. So that's not coming up till June. It's on our website if you want more details. But June we teach a YouTube boot camp, and at the end of boot camp, we pull everybody out of their seats and we shoot video. Because it is only scary the first time you do it. And after that, it gets a lot easier.
It does.
You realize, like, we don't even notice that you all are out there right now. We're just hanging out.
I'm just looking at Andrew.
Yeah. So, you know, I do think just do it's good advice because it is the year of video. Video is getting more popular on all channels. Video and ads performs much better than still photos do. Video and content performs much better than any other type of content. So this 2019 may be the year you got to take the leap.
Yeah.
And how about this for a segue? If you haven't taken the leap yet and you want to stick your like big toe in but not jump, you know, big splash all the way, we have something that can help you with that.
We do.
You want to talk about video studio?
Of course I do. So on Thursday. So it's
that's like 2 days
When
from
we
now.
say just do it, we mean like just take the leap right now.
Just
On
do it now.
Thursday, we are doing a video studio day.
Yeah.
It runs from 9, and we have 3 slots that are already taken, but we do 8 total, which means we still have 5 left.
Okay.
So you can contact us. But what it is that we set up here in our office, so you've got to be local to Orange County. Sorry about that, guys. But we set up here in our office. We put together an entire set for you to stand in front of. You can either provide us with 4 scripts that you want to do, or provide us with some questions, and we will do either one that's interview style. So you would be talking to me, for example. I would be asking questions. They'd be answering me. Or you'd be reading off of a teleprompter that we would provide. So it's 2 different ways to do it. It just depends on your business model and what feels most comfortable for you. We walk you through it. And so you can come in and do that, and we give you 4 videos out of that, and they're meant to be on social, your website. You know, we help walk you through that, and that is probably the easiest way to start in on video, I would say. So if you have any questions you want to get started with, you can email us at info@kwsmdigital.com.
That's right. And it's meant to be a low-cost product for people who do just want to dip their toe in. It's a fraction of the cost of a big on-site shoot where we would come to your office. We do those all the time, but it's expensive. And so email us. She gave you the address, info@kwsmdigital.com. We can give you pricing information. We can talk through your ideas about what to have in the video. And if you need help with scripting or questions to ask, we certainly have some people on staff who can help you do that too. So that wraps up things for us today. Join us here next Tuesday, 12:30 Pacific time, 3:30 Eastern time. We do this every week. And in the meantime, if you need more social media or digital tips, advice between now and then, a couple of resources for you. First, go to our website. It's kwsmdigital.com. We have a blog where we put new posts up 8 times a week. So there are a lot of articles happening, a lot of new content going out there. And then we also have a YouTube channel. That one's called KWSM Team. And if you go there, there's all the past episodes of this show, plus some tip of the day videos, and some other goodies there that you can go and watch. There are over 1,000 videos on our YouTube channel, so get some wine, hunker down, have fun enjoying that. Wait till work is over, but this evening. And as always, if you have questions, you can email us at tips@kwsmdigital, and we'll answer your questions live during this show next week. All right? Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.